Joining us in the studio is Paula Graham from Zeb's General Store in the heart of North Conway Village. The nice big yellow building. Can't miss it unless you pass it.
That's right.
So, Paula, what's going on?
Well, it's that time of year.
It is that time. You brought toys for me to play with.
It's coming up on December. And once December comes, you know, the elves get no time off.
They don't.
It's just to the wall. So Santa has some elves that he sends out to check out how he could outsource to Zeb's. When the elves are too busy up there, they come to us for help.
There you go.
So yesterday, he sent a couple of his best elves, two of my favorite elves, Isaiah and Lucia, and they came poking around Zeb's and thought some of these things might be great for them to take back to the North Pole to help out the elves and, you know, make their work a little lighter.
Now the thing is, you can see this table is full of stuff, but this is just a dent, not even a dent of all the things you have there at Zeb's.
This wouldn't fill one display case.
Because there's always stuff there.
This so much.
And the thing about, and I'm sure you're going to talk about this, these are all classic toys. As you said, no batteries included.
No batteries.
And some of these go back to when we were kids.
That's right.
And it's amazing that a lot of these things, you know, are still around and fun to play with. I'm going to point out this one first because we all did this as kids, and I think every kid should do this again.
Absolutely.
And that is the pot holder loom, so that you can make a pot holder.
That's right.
I bet you could probably like sew them together, like make a blanket or something too.
You could. It might be. Well, these are a lighter weight.
They're lighter. It would be a lightweight blanket, but they're fun. I remember doing these as a kid, and you just, you know, you have the little strings of fabric, and you put them on your loom, and you make a pot holder.
Pull them through with the hook.
And I can't remember though. There's a trick though. What is the trick so that it doesn't all come apart?
It's sort of over and over. It's almost like a crochet thing around the edge.
Yeah, but the edge. Why doesn't it just go? Blah!
Because you're interlocking them and you tie it off.
Okay. I think it would be fun if it went blah!
Okay.
But that's just one. I mean, that's just an example.
Okay.
And every time I go to Zeb's, there's always something I go, oh, I remember that when I was a kid. But I'm going to let you talk about it now.
That's good. Well, that's great for hand-eye coordination, the looms, as are our puzzles. Now, this puzzle, you want to hold that up? The little critters, that's 40 pieces. Better sized pieces, you know, a little larger for the little ones, the toddlers, and it's fun. It's a fun picture.
And kids love puzzles. You know, they love
puzzles.
Yeah.
Just leave it out on a card table all year, you know, till a puzzle is done. We also have the mats that you can roll up the puzzle, pieces and all that aren't connected, and that's a great thing, but it's too cumbersome to bring over today.
Right, and this is just one of the many puzzles.
Then we have 500-piece puzzles. This is courses from our White Mountain Puzzle Company up in Jackson.
Right in Jackson.
And I chose to bring this one because all the candies in this puzzle, we have them all at Zeb's.
What a coincidence.
I know.
That's a cool one.
Yeah. Now, some more little hand-eye coordinations. These are felt stickers, and they can be reused.
So you can attach them to the kind of the little boards there.
Yep.
So that's kind of a cool thing there.
That's right.
Felt Friends stickers.
Right, and we have a lot of sticker books. These are reusable stickers, something like what were called color forms when we were kids. We also have smaller tins of color forms with Disney's princesses and dinosaurs and Bob the Builder and things like that.
Right. But now, those are always fun because you can reuse them. I love my color forms.
Right, and then we have the Moose in the House sandwich. This is for ages 8 and up, is it? Glasses, 8 and up.
Well, but I know little kids can play it too because my son and I play this all the time. Play Moose in the House, and it's surprisingly silly a game, but it's fun, and it's it's an easy game, so it's not anything that's too complicated because I can't do anything that's too complicated.
Right.
There we go, Moose in the House.
And then of course you have some little dice games. This is Pizza Party. You roll the dice and make your best slice, and whoever makes their first player the whole pizza, whatever player gets to create their whole pizza wins.
Do you win a pizza?
You can talk your mother and father to taking you to the Shannon door.
There you go. I think that's a good deal.
And then, of course, we have card games.
The classic card games right here. Old Maid and Go Fish.
And this is Animal Rummy. And but I brought them all so you can see you buy a set of 3, or you can buy them separately.
And
Always
it's
something.
fun. I know people are saying, well, you can just use regular cards. But for little kids, it's a lot of fun being able to have, the Go Fish, and makes it a little bit easier because you've got the pictures that are on there.
Yeah.
And so it kind of makes it a little bit more fun than just using the old cards when they go, what's a club? What's a spade?
What that looks like a black shamrock. Then, of course, we have the balsa planes. You remember these planes growing up?
Absolutely. And of course, we've been flying a bunch of these around my house for years because of all the kids that are there. And they're fun. You just kind of put them together and you fly them around. I mean, it's basic, but it's great.
And if they ask for a drone for Christmas, that's what Santa's bringing.
This is your drone.
This is your drone. This is a nice little gift, a tape activity book. The kids more hand-eye coordination, and it has the white spaces, and you do the tape to fit the spaces. And if you turn it around, you see all the little things you can do with it.
And it's one of the Melissa and Doug things.
Yeah.
And I know
Great
from
line.
years of experience that any of the Melissa and Doug stuff is all
Got a
really
load
good.
of these.
And you've got a ton of it. And they're coming out with new stuff, which is kind of fun.
All the time.
And they've got the great, toddler and infant puzzles. And then this is cool. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a fun one.
And speaking of classics and puzzles and toddlers, wooden blocks.
Melissa and Doug again.
Yeah. We also have a huge box of all solid color blocks, different shapes. And that's great for them to build. Imagination. Learn how to play without batteries and screens and, thumb action.
I wonder if I could make an iPod out of blocks.
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Maybe if you added in some of Zeb's Lincoln Logs.
Lincoln Logs, another one of the true classics. When we were growing up, of course, that was everybody had Lincoln Logs.
Yeah, in the 50s.
Oh yeah, very cool. The Lincoln Logs.
And this is something the elves up there love to get at Zeb's because it's bag of parts. It's
Bag o' parts.
Bag o' parts. It's recycled, all sanded. They can't get splinters, wood pieces. And again, their imagination just can run wild with this. They can be creative. They can,
And this is not an Irving Mainway bag o' parts.
No.
For those of you who remember who Irving Mainway is.
I don't. And then for fun family games, jumbo checker ride.
Jumbo checkers.
You put it on a card table or do it on the rug or the floor.
And they're just fun, and they probably make good frisbees too.
They're not that big.
Come on, I have 4 boys. Do you think these would not become a projectile?
Oh.
In my house,
Well, maybe.
everything becomes a projectile. But that's kind of a cool. Makes a neat sound.
Right.
So that's a cool one. Though I still want someone to teach me the official rules of checkers. Everybody has different rules.
Oh, and they change with every game depending on who's winning in my
They do,
house.
absolutely.
Then this Chinese jump rope for, is it high enough? Just something
Another one
healthy.
you put between the chairs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they jump. We also have regular jump ropes, keep them fit.
Absolutely.
They can be out there. Then a real throwback to the 50s, that coloring books. These paper dolls. Is that paper dolls or a coloring book?
So it's the Rock and Roll Legends paper dolls, and you may be thinking, oh, well, that's just like a girl thing. It's not, though. I remember that as a kid. My sister, well, actually, so you have it. So you cut them out, and then you put them on. They're kind of fun.
And you could dress them.
And this one, I'm going to hold this one up. This one, I think, for me, is even better. Classic TV moms.
Yep.
Let me see who the classic. We got June Cleaver. We got Huxtable, Mrs. Huxtable. They actually have what's her face from Married with Children, and of course our favorite, Mrs. Brady, right there.
Lawrence
that one
Henderson.
is very funny. Wow. But wait a minute. It shows them in their underwear before they put on their clothes.
Well, you have to dress them. We don't talk about undressing them.
I'm just kidding.
There may be children watching. Then we have American Family of the 50s.
1950s.
See how we dress children.
Paper dolls. Classic
Yeah.
cars of the 50s. Now,
Yeah.
that obviously is not a...
No, this is a coloring book.
color, but that would be kind of cool as like a paper dolls. You can change the colors by doing that. These are cool. Yeah, classic cars of the 50s.
And-
get to color them in. Back when I was a boy, we had to color them in.
Yeah. And in between the lines, too, where the nuns wrapped you on the knuckles with the ruler.
Old-time children's favorites, fashion, and these are just a handful of the coloring books that you have there, and craft books and stuff like that. American Family of the 1980s.
80s. Sort of a mullet.
I think it's just fun just to go through and look at these. So you can definitely check all these out at Zeb's, and you got a couple more things here.
These are for toddlers. It's the dog house. These are a little dog and a little kitten house, and there's 5 little, animals there for safety, for security reasons, so they can't disappear
In the
from
store,
their dog
yeah.
house in the store. They're tied in, but mom can snip them, and they'll have 5 little animals that children can use. Babies can actually.
That's right. Hey, who let the dogs out?
Who let the dogs out? Rob.
So that's another cool one. So that's just, as we're mentioning, this is just a smattering of the great things. So you have a lot of the yes and no books. I like getting those all the time.
Woolly Willies, remember those?
Oh yeah,
With
the magnetic
those.
things. So I guess what we want to say here is you have a great variety of things for kids to enjoy, but what's fun for us as parents is to go in and kind of see the things that we enjoyed as kids, and being able to kind of relive that and hopefully share that with our kids. And I would imagine that Zeb's is probably the only place that has such a great variety of the classic toys. And not that there's not good toys now, not going to diss the toy industry, but the reason classic toys are classic is they've been around for so many years. And
no batteries needed.
And so you just go up to the second floor there at Zeb's, and stop and get a pickle on the way up, as you can eat your pickle, and pay for it first, and enjoy all the toys. Bring back the what's left of the pickle.
Well, we're going to be able to do that.
I did 4 in a row when I started this morning.
You have to get into the swing of it. But this is a great ball and cup. It's made right here in New Hampshire. So Santa orders a lot of these because they're,
Perfect. There we go. And on that note, Paula, thanks so much for coming down today.
It's always
and I'm sure we'll see you again.
Be back Thanksgiving weekend with the gift basket.